Classic has a life of its own. And Real Madrid clung to that, unsuccessfully, with Xabi Alonso changing the idea and Barcelona arriving as great favorites, a defense of 5 and a resistance plan that Raphinha ruined. A brace from the Brazilian gave Barcelona the 16th Spanish Supercup, 3-2. Aware of the moment his team was going through, the interventionist Xabi returned. That which was seen in the Club World Cup, and that was diluted during the current season. A defensive plan that was reminiscent of the time of José Mourinho in the first Classics after conceding a 5-0 thrashing, and that of Carlo Ancelotti at the Etihad against an all-powerful Manchester City, which ended with victory on penalties for Real Madrid before lifting the 15th Champions League. Penalties that the final of the Spanish Super Cup in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, did not reach by a Barcelona that, after beating Athletic, was in difficulty, although they dominated the ball. Pedri put the magic in Lewandowski's goal, and Raphinha once again showed his great form, with the arrow up, to act as leader and leave the Arabian Peninsula as MVP. So much so that the Brazilian knocked down the plan with which Xabi surprised. After failing to beat Courtois in the 35th minute, with his right foot, in the 36th he did not forgive, already with his left, his most skillful leg, to cross the ball in front of the Belgian goalkeeper and put Barcelona ahead. Xabi asked his players to calm down and give their head, but what got them into the game was the opposite. A crazy discount. 3 minutes that turned into 7.5, and that gave 3 goals. The first, from Vinicius Jr., who broke his streak of 16 games without scoring. Xabi Alonso and Carvajal, in the build-up to the match, were convinced that it was the perfect scenario for the Brazilian to find the net again. And they were right. Vini scored a goal from Vini that opted for the Ballon d'Or, the one from which he has been light years away in recent months. He faced Kound, beat him in speed, threw a shot at him, broke Cubarsi and scored the equalizer in the 46-plus minute. Pure Vinicius. Pure energy for a Real Madrid that recovered to continue believing. Of course, the magic of Pedri, the most acclaimed Barca player in Saudi Arabia, put Barcelona ahead again. The inside of the Canary Islanders' right foot is gold, and Lewandowski, flick-sped ahead of Ferran in the starting 11, took advantage of the ball to, in the 48-plus, hit the jaw of a Real Madrid that took blows, but was reluctant to fall to the canvas. Gonzalo Garcia showed it and executed Xabi's plan to perfection. At times, a midfielder to cover gaps, but in the first ball that fell to him inside the area he showed that he is the 9, although with the 16 on his back of Real Madrid. From a corner, in the 51-plus minute, Huijsen hit the crossbar. Gonzalo fought with Pedri for the rebound and from the ground, shot with his right foot, the ball hit the post again and slipped into Joan Garcia's goal. 3 minutes, which were 7.5, which broke the dynamic of a match that the break made them return to control. Real Madrid's orderly 5-man defense against a Barcelona side that lacked clarity to find the cracks. Alone again, Vinicius broke the rhythm of the game, but Joan Garcia won 2 shots after Kound continued to suffer in space against the Brazilian. From an antidote to Vinicius to being an unbalanced duel. Hansi Flick reacted with the changes. Unlike in the La Liga Classic, with a long list of casualties, Barca had gunpowder on the bench. Physicality was a key factor in the last 20 minutes, and Barca dealt another blow when the Kylian Mbappé factor was going to appear on the scene. The Frenchman was preparing to come off the bench when Raphinha scored his second goal and put Barcelona ahead again in a goal with luck. But that came after Barca's minutes living in the opponent's half. Raphinha's slipped shot, the ball grazed Asensio, changed the trajectory and beat Courtois. This was the blow that knocked down a Real Madrid without steam, but that had an unexpected extra life in stoppage time that Barca managed until Real Madrid went without a net. De Jong was sent off in a tackle on Mbappé that took a few final minutes of the game away, in which Rashford had the sentence and forgave, as did Alvaro Carreras, who found a ball inside the area, alone, but shot into the hands of Joan Garcia, and an Asensio who, with a header in the last play of the match, he also singled for the Barca goalkeeper to save.